Hello everyone, welcome to my course. My name is Khalid, and in this informative short tutorial, I want to teach you about monopoly. Friends, especially after COVID-19, after this pandemic, monopoly has got its importance in corporate world in any part of the world. Now, moving on, I will teach you first of all what is the meaning of monopoly. So, as you can see in the screen, what is monopoly? What is a monopoly? A monopoly is a market structure in which there is a single supplier of a product. Like in India, Indian Railways is the single supplier of railway transportation and it is called a monopolist. So, a monopolist may be a small or large firm. It must be the only supplier of the product, sells a product for which there are no close substitutes. So, a monopolist is an organization or entity in which they are the only producers and manufacturers of that particular good or service. In US, it's US Postal Services, local utility companies, local cable service providers. So they are the monopolist in US in United States of America. Now, the features of monopoly are: first, there is one seller and many buyers. Second, one product, no good substitutes. Third, barriers to entry are there. And fourth, the monopolist is the supply side of the market and has complete control over the amount put for sale, which means, if I have to conclude all these features, that the monopolist has total and complete power authority to sell the products at a price in which they can go for a higher profit margins, and profits will be maximized at the level of output where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. So, if you are in a position to dominate the market, if you have got a good or service as an entrepreneur, as an upcoming startup, monopoly plays a very important role. Now, next is advantages of monopoly. As you can see over here, research and development is advantages to monopoly. Economies of scale is advantage of monopoly. Can support loss-making services. Internationally competitive, successful firms become monopolies. So the idea behind research and development is that you are coming up with some idea, you are coming up with some good or service because of your research and development. Because of that, you are able to dominate the market. Because of that, you are able to go for a monopoly firm. Second, if you see economies of scale. So when economies of scale is that, which means that low cost of production is there, you are bringing down the cost of production to a very low level and increasing the profit margins, and you can go for making loss-making services. Like if you are into loss, you can cover up those loss because of a monopoly, because you are the only seller in that market. It is internationally competitive as well, and successful firms become monopolies because they are the only seller or manufacturer or producer for that particular good. Next are disadvantages of monopoly. If you see, lack of consumer choice is there because you are selling one single product and there is no choice for the consumer of maybe a seller, that if I don't like this buyer, I can go to another one. The consumer has to come to you only. That is a drawback to the consumer. High barriers of entries are there because you have got a copyright of it, you have got a trademark of it, your firm is registered for that product or service. Exploitation is there, as Tesco plays huge pressures on suppliers and can dictate to an extent the price at which they buy. So this is an example to exploitation, and potentially higher pricing for consumers because they are the monopolists are in a position to raise the price, to sell at a very fixed price in which they are making a lot of profits, and consumers has to pay for it because they don't have any other option. So these are some revision questions for it. First question: Give 2 sources of monopoly. For 2 marks, explain why marginal revenue is less than price for monopoly firm's price. This is for 4 marks. So if you have got doubt in any part of this tutorial, in any of the questions, please share your feedback, share your doubts with me on teachingandcoaching2020@gmail.com. I repeat, teachingandcoaching2020@gmail.com. I'm really thankful to you for watching this tutorial, for listening this tutorial. Thank you so much.